Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Foster, and it makes a huge difference.
Sure. Machine. I think no. What was that?
Take that little part in.
You know what I'll do? I'll take it. Yes.
Right, this thing is a hold there.
Hey YouTube, Lawn Boys Post 1975. Really bad start. I got to scratch my eye. It's really itchy. Yeah, I don't know if I go as far as to say pickups in the wild. I would definitely say, you know, well, there's a clip. Mini pickups in the wild, because I only went in one place, but that's kind of the point I want to make about this, which is cash converters. We all kind of, I don't know, it's got a stigma attached to it. We take the piss out of it quite a lot. I mean, I'm as guilty of that as the next bloke, you know, crap converters, crack converters, you know, drugs are us, sell your fucking stolen shit here. But I can honestly say, because I had to go downtown for like kind of work related stuff in the middle of the day, even though I worked last night, which, never mind, it's a pain in the ass because I'm tired. Yeah, I always get generally surprised that I pop into Cash Convertors just only, you know, intending to just have a quick glance around and walk out with nothing, and I always come out with, you know, quite a lot of stuff. I only buy stuff that I'm generally interested in, you know, whether I've been after it before or just something about it appeals to me at the moment. I don't openly buy shit for no reason, so it always amazes me that, you know, you can always, or at least in my neck of the woods, I see. That's what I want to know. How good is Cash Converters in your neck of the woods? You know, worlds. Yeah, in your neck of the woods, in the world. You know, globally. As you can see in that clip though, they are aware of some games and some prices, and sometimes you will be absolutely blown away. Like, really? You want that much money for that? But yeah, it's got to be a bit of fun. Let's just crack into it, because again, I'm quite surprised how much stuff I got, based on the fact that I just stuck my head in the door and came out with a whole bunch of stuff I actually really want to play. Now, ignore the obvious piss take that you're all going to make about how shit we did in the World Cup previously, but excuse me, windy pops. Maybe that was me summing up how England played. 2010 FIFA World Cup, South Africa on the Nintendo Wii. There's a reason I bought this, because obviously it's old, 4 years old I should say. One of the main reasons was it was $1.99, but the other reason was I just fancy playing a football game on the Wii that is not Pro Evolution. Even though I love Pro Evolution, I think it's one of the most intuitive and groundbreaking football games ever if you use the motion control. I cannot speak highly enough about how good that game is with the motion control. But I don't have any FIFA games, and this is essentially FIFA, but I prefer the fact that it's a tournament and you can play, you know, world teams. But I just thought, yeah, I just fancy playing a different type of football game. I think it got moderately good reviews. It's, you know, it's got the manual, the disc is spankaroony. So, you know, for £2, just you know, I'll probably just play it, win the World Cup a couple of times, and then, I don't know, feel better that that's as close as an Englishman will ever get to, you know, winning the World Cup. But my God, they had a shit logo. I don't know if you can see that. Pedro, excuse me, was it Pedro the Pickle from Mexico '86? He's my favourite. Yeah, so I just fancy playing a football game that's not Pro Evolution. So when I saw that for £2, I was completely and utterly down. This is quite surprising. You know, when you completely forget about something, and then when you see it, your memory comes rushing back, and you make, oh, I remember that. I had so much fun on that back in the day, and it was something that was just not up my street. So I'm really looking forward to cracking into this. It's Music 2000 by, what happened to my voice there? Music 2000 by Codemasters on the original PlayStation 1. I don't know if you remember it, but it's not an 8-track or a 4-track or anything like that, or mixing studio, but you could actually have a blast, you know, knocking together some kind of, you know, half-decent tunes, like, I don't know, Clubland tunes and stuff like that. And it was never my cup of tea music-wise back in the day, but it was just something fun to play with your mates when you came back from the pub. So it'll be kind of really interesting to see what this is like now. It's boxed in complete for 50p. I mean, even if it's shit, you can't go wrong for 50p. And as I said, I got quite good memories, funky logo, quite good memories of it, so interesting to see how it fares. I hope it's not really complicated, because it's been a while. Well, it's not, it's an oversimplified, that was its stick, wasn't it, an oversimplified sort of music program. Disc is absolutely spankaroony. That's got to be, you know, for 50p, I mean, you know, slap me sideways and call me Susan. That's an absolute bargain, or barges, because I haven't said it in ages. Next, just because I fancy, you know, playing another Star Wars game. I've owned it before, I've got rid of it, and then I don't know, you know, when you see games super cheap, this was £1. Sometimes you just think, I'll give it another pop, because I remember it being fun. Star Wars Starfighter on the PlayStation 2. Obviously it was released to coincide with Episode 1, because you can be in Naboo, well, you are a Naboo Starfighter in it. Amongst other craft. I do remember from the last time I played it, and originally, that graphically this is absolutely superb, massive open expansive flying environments, and just a fun tight game. Boxing complete. Manual looks like someone's, I don't know, towel dried their hair with it, but hey, it was £1. And the disc is, oh, I love the blue disc. The disc's absolutely spankaroony too. So £1 for a bit of Star Wars magic. Excuse me when I stop drooling. You can't, not because it's Star Wars, just because I drool sometimes. You can't go wrong with that sort of, those apples. This is a really cool one, because I've been hankering to play this for ages. Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts, which is the PlayStation 2 version. It's not made by Treyarch. It's a different, you know, producer. Does it say still released by Activision or published by Activision? It doesn't say. Well, I can't tell what it says. It cost £1, and that's over the people who produced it. But yeah, I've always had a hankering to play this, because even though I love and adore the Wii version, I remember seeing this at the time, and I didn't have a PlayStation at the time, and it's just, it's set, you know, Pacific European battlefields, but also, isn't there, I'm sure there's some levels set in Baston. I could be completely and utterly wrong. Let's see what it says. I'm sure that was on the original case. I don't know. But yeah, I have a favourite part of war. Is it wrong to have a favourite part of war? Of course it is. War's bad. It's terrible. Unless you're Tony Blair, because then you're never accountable for it. But yeah, I don't know. I just, maybe thanks to, you know, the book Band of Brothers and the excellent TV series, I always find, you know, the conditions of Bastogne just really sort of, you know, compelling, you know, an interesting part of, you know, war history. The manual's absolutely spanker-rooney, as is the disc. So I don't know if that means it's a pants game or someone just took a lot of care of it. So I don't, you know, graphically, I don't know. It looks quite nice and shiny on the back. I don't know how it holds up, but it's always been on my radar to give that a pop. Final game then, a movie and a box set. Final game was just took a hankering for it because I never actually played a hockey game. You know I love hockey. I've never actually played a hockey game. Oh, go Habs. Never actually played a hockey game on the original Xbox. I played them on, you know, PlayStation 2. I'd imagine, since this is NHL 07, so is it EA? I'm sure it's EA. I'm sure it's pretty much identical, probably with a better frame rate or something, but I hadn't played that many of the later NHL, so I thought I gotta give it a pop. Withdrawn. It says withdrawn stamped on it at the top. I don't know what that means. Maybe it didn't sell, or maybe it's broken. I mean, Cash Convertors buy anything, but yeah, it looks quite nice on the back. So yeah, I love me some hockey. I haven't played any of the really late entries. Well, this isn't really late, but you know what I mean, later entries into the NHL, you know, franchise. And like I said, I've never played one on the original Xbox, assuming that it is backward compatible. So yeah, you know, I'm quite, you know, interested to have a pop on that. I don't think I've got any hockey games at the moment, apart from on 16-bit in the original PlayStation 1. Right, now this just struck me. I've seen it before, you know, owned it before I should say, and it's a very interesting take on the zombie genre. I don't know if you could say it created, or, you know, the running zombie. Well, they're not even technically running zombies, they're infected, but it's Danny Boyle's, is it Danny Boyle? Yes. Danny Boyle's 28 Days Later. It was 50p. At least the UK Power one's got so many extra features, special features, making of, stuff like that. It shows you how they filmed the London scenes that were empty, you know, by filming it very early in the morning. And yeah, and those scenes are absolutely haunting and brilliant. And I love this. It's not just the fact that it's, you know, is a good solid horror movie, but it also, you know, it's a good stance on sort of the moral decay of society when something like this happens, and, you know, particularly the army, spoilers, you know, resort to sort of more basic behaviour. Plus, yeah, there's no denying it's got some shit your pants amazing bits in. So 50p. Don't know why I was looking for a manual. Spanker-rooney. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've watched that. I'll definitely, if you haven't seen this movie and you like zombie movies, even though it's not a zombie movie, get on it. Now this might surprise you, but I love, it's the age I am. I love all the old school American shows I grew up with, like Knight Rider, Street Hawk. You know, I bought the 18 very recently, but this was my favourite as a kid, one of my favourites. And they had season 3 of the Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, for $7.99. I've already checked it. It's boxed, it's complete, and ordered this Spanker-rooney, because now when I buy, like, you know, box sets and Cash Converters, I make them check all this, because sometimes I've been missing and sometimes some just won't play. But I loved this as a kid, absolutely loved it. Even though my dad always used to sit there just trying to ruin it for us, going, you do know that that car is not actually driving, because who drives like this? And there's no reflection, so there's no windscreen or windshield in there, and you're like, shut up, Dad, they are driving, they're the Dukes. Then you watch it as an adult and you just go, oh my god, you were so right. Plus, I don't know if it drove up the price of the Charger, or more so now than then, but they trash so many, you know, Gemelies or, you know, Chargers in this. It just, I adore that car, and I adore that paint scheme. And there is actually one in Bristol, and I just remember it being a good, or ever so incredibly cheesy, but just very entertaining show. Plus, didn't Daisy Watson in with a player insure her legs back in the time, because they were so famous because they were Daisy Dukes for like $1 million a leg or something? I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to the Dukes of Hazzard. If you're of my generation, I'm pretty sure you've seen, or you grew up with, the Dukes of Hazzard. In fact, does anyone remember the episode where it was their cousins because they were on strike or something? Like, for real, as actors. And there's also an episode when they pick up an alien and try and get him back to his mothership or something. I don't know. If you remember, leave a comment. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done pickups. As I said, I never intended to get anything. It was just fun to have a look in Cash Converters. And like I said, for the reputation it has, always come out with something, you know, interesting. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.